My world is silent. The crowd is silent. The bird chirping is silent. The morning news is silent. But I'm not empty. And may I just ask you, if I try to speak and the words weren't complete, would you smile and think less of me? Or do you really see me for me and not a disability? If I began to stare, would you realize?
Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Noor Nazurah and here with my partner Asmaa we will discuss about hearing disability or deaf. We have three interesting documentaries that we will discuss together. First of all, what is hearing impairment? Hearing impairment or deaf is a condition where a person is not able to hear as well as someone with normal hearing. It occurs when there's a problem with or damage to one or more part of the ear. Conductive hearing loss results from a problem with outer or middle ear, including the ear canal, eardrum, or ossicle. So, we're moving on to the documentaries.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Noor Asmaa. For the first video documentary, I would like to tell a story about a teenager who named Binti. He is 18 years old and born with deaf from golden hair syndrome when he was a baby. He is the only one in his family who deaf. Despite being deaf, he got education as a top student in high school in New Zealand. Challenges that he has experienced and faced in his life that we can relate to some of theory, which is Brofenbrander ecological theory. First, on the stage of microsystem, he had trouble communicating with family, peers, and also at school. He felt isolated from peers due to communication barriers and have some difficult time to communicate with his family. Second, in the stage of mesosystem, Dean joined the deaf education competition to bring about the benefit of TC, which is Total Communication Sign Language, over New Zealand Sign Language because he thinks TC is more flexible and more mainstream in sign language. So he won the prize, and also this led him to be more confident in outspoken his own opinion and view. After that, he was given the opportunity to be a representative in the court of New Zealand. This helped him gain confidence and exposed him to a great people and has influenced him with a positive vibe toward Dean's personality and his mental behavior. This also can relate to Brofenbrander theory on the stage chrono system. We can see the support system in this documentary that involve his family, parents, teachers, school, and deaf community. For example, we can see in this video that his mom is trying to teach Dean the total communication or TC in order to help him with his writing homework. His dad also learned a sign language. So based on this situation, this can be related in theory of Diana borrowing parenting style because his family shows an authoritative parenting style such as supporting and providing all needs of education and love to their sons. Moreover, Dean got interested in politics after joining the competition and meet the politician named Mojo Matters from the community. Dean also has been encouraged by Mojo to join politics. So this also can be related to Brofenbrander theory on stage microsystem. So basically, overall, we can see that Dean overcomes these challenges because he has the support system that guide and motivate him to believe on what he can do and be honest toward himself and his family. And also by giving so many opportunities to participate and joining in school competition and community program.
I'm a completely different person now. The old Dean is gone. This is the new Dean you're looking at. Because, well, to be honest, it is the best year of the last 10 years. Because I've had a lot of support, I've made new friends, my parents have supported me a lot, and that's made me more confident.
Wow! From your story, Asmaa, Dean sounds like a wonderful kid. I also want to share a wonderful story about this young deaf athlete named Siku Kane. Siku is a war refugee from Liberia who moved to Australia when he is 5 years old. Everyone, try to imagine if you are a little kid who can't hear anything but frantically has to run and hide from the terror of war. Having your dear life always threatened, I myself can't imagine that. Siku's childhood were filled with unbearable terror because of the war, and with his condition as a deaf kid, he didn't get any education during the young age. In this documentary, Siku shares how it feels like to be in the middle of war crisis and how grateful he is to move to the Australia. This is his story on how he tried to go to the Olympic. When he moved to Australia, Siku get to learn sign language and live like a normal kid. Siku is a deaf sprinter, so he loves to run and his goal is to enter Olympic. Unfortunately, Siku also faced trouble, same as Tim from the previous documentary, which is the problem in communicating at home. As he is from the hearing family and the only one deaf, it's hard to strike a full conversation with other family members, especially with his mom. Because of this, Siku feels neglected and frustrated.
I just get sick of the communication hassles and I lose it. I lose my temper. It's just too hard for me. Everybody's hearing and they all just talk. It's not fair. I feel like my family neglects me. Everyone gets together and they're talking and having fun and laughing, and I just sit by myself.
In addition, he also faced challenge when in running competition, where he struggled to fairly compete with other normal kids. Siku loved to compete, but he struggled to win as he had a late start because he cannot hear the start gun. Therefore, Siku wanted a flashing light for the competition to make it fair. But through his support system, Siku managed to overcome his challenges. At 12 years old, he lodged a complaint and go to court. Human Rights Commissioner, they helped him fight the case at the High Court and they won. Finally, Siku get to fight fair at the competition and this boosts his confidence. As for the communicating problem at the home, Siku family realized his dream to go to Olympic and they want to support him. Due to Siku's frustration, his mother bit by bit realized the importance of to learn sign language and she started learning them too, even though it's hard for her. But she realized in order to truly support Siku, she need to learn sign language. His dream of Olympic was the turning point for Siku. It influenced positive mental attitude and he became more consistent with his practice. He tried to become the deaf sprinter. And that's what inspired me the most. Next, we go into the last documentaries. Asmaa, this last documentary is also very interesting.
Yes, Nazurah. This next documentary is about a British deaf pianist named Stephen Ridley. He is a successful multi-award winning international pianist who has already produced album and had a solo performance.
Isn't it amazing? Despite being deaf, he became a musician. He reminds me of Beethoven, who is also deaf, but continued to become pianist and compose songs. That's a sick talent and dedication, I told you. Here is the background story of Stephen Ridley. when he is a young kid, he often been bullied by his classmates because he talked too loud, and when the kids were whispering about him, he realized that he can't hear them well. This made him feel separated from the others. He feels the same as Dean that we already discussed before, about how they feel isolated from everyone else. This also led him to become a school withdrawer. So his mother brought him to the doctor, and then it is confirmed that he has hearing impairment. The challenge that he faced at the beginning is when he had done treatment and surgery, it only helped one ear, but worsened the other ear. So it became the most confusing phase in his life, having to live like that. He faced with abundance of limits and the thing he probably can do. This, of course, caused him to be stressed and frustrated.
Furthermore, he faced the challenges when his parents didn't support him with his passion in music. His parents believe he is incapable to be involved in music industry because of his deafness. At first, his mom pursued him to find another hobby in spite of their son's obvious interest in music. His parents insist on giving him an education focused on economics, but Stephen resists and states that he wants to play music. Later on, he really determined to choose music as a path in his life. Stephen proved his parents wrong by keep doing what he wants. He decided to pursue music. He decided that life is like a game and he just needs to win the game of life. And now Stephen Ridley has become famous and already released album and attend concert of his dream. Based on Gardner multiple intelligence, each of them has their own intelligence, which is Dean is one of the interpersonal intelligence due to his exposure of the political and community competition. However, Sekau is one we might call bodily or kinetic intelligent, as he is skilled in sport and have excellent physical, while as for Stephen is musical or rhythmic, as he involved in the music industry and has his own album. We can see all this intelligence that they have gained despite their being deaf or disabled. From this documentary, we can see that even if they are disabled, it's not impossible for them to be what they want. For example, Dean aspire to be a great politician, Sekau with his goal to Olympic, and Stephen with his musician career. With great mindset and sportive environment, they can thrive more in community.
We are not the little box that we are put in. We are the people that can overcome those boundaries, who can overcome those obstacles. We are limitless. And that's music to me.
To conclude all the documentary that we researched, we can relate with Prof. Brenner ecological theory, where we view children development as a complex system of relationship affected by multiple levels of surrounding environment. For example, the microsystem, because each of them has support system such as from family. Some are more fortunate, for example, Dean Buckley and Siku Kene, he has support from the school and also the community, while Stephen didn't get support from his family. The environment for those individuals are also different from each other. As for macro system, each individual differ. For example, Siku experienced war trauma and harsh living in third world country when he is little, while Dean and Stephen fortunate to live in the peaceful country. The chrono system, we see how Olympic dream become a turning point for Siku. And as for Dean, it is when he become a representative in politician that help boost his confidence. And Stephen, when he choose music for life. We can also relate with self-concept theory, which is how you perceive your behavior, abilities, and unique characteristics. For example, Stephen, we can see that he found what he want to be and accepted what valuable for him, which means the music. Lastly, from the documentary, we can also relate with Chori Diana Bomrim parenting style.
Moving on, here are suggestions for the teacher that has the responsibility of teach deaf student. First, teacher need to know about hearing disorder and ways to teach them effectively, such as master sign language. Next, teacher need to be understanding and try to communicate with them as much as possible. In class, we may need to pay more attention to them. Other than that, provide writing material to assist with student learning. Lastly, a reminder to a parent, they need to be more supportive and motivate to the child and give the child basic knowledge in education and communication that they need. That's all from us. Thank you.